So in fact, the topic today in the panel session given is credit transfer and credit ecosystem. Here I would like to highlight key important points from the implementation perspective, because many of my earlier speakers talked about the principles of NEP and what are all the things as part of NEP, etc. So you all know that the traditional Gurukulam concept has now changed to Shishyakulam concept. So because of that, there is a lot of transformation and changes are happening in the form of systems, existing systems and processes that are adopted in the universities and higher learning institutions. So then what kind of changes are required and what are the transformations that need to be done needs to be critically deliberated. That's very, very important from the stakeholders' point of view. Who are the stakeholders? Students are the key stakeholders, who are the learners, and faculty and administration to bring the infrastructure. What are the changes required to cater the policy guidelines of NEP into a reality is very important. So therefore, the main purpose here is the objective is to reduce the overload on the students. Curriculum load needs to be reduced to the student because all learners are of, some may be fast learners, some may be slow learners, etc. So we are giving greater flexibility for the student to learn. So to do that, what are the changes required from the other side also is important. So what I feel is industry connect is very, very important from every education institute point of view, and the teachers are to be trained well first on the implementation aspects, particularly how do we enhance the skill-oriented training for the students. This is very, very important. So in this connection, in fact, Professor Raman Rao has already mentioned, NIT Warangal has conducted a lot of training programs, etc. In fact, we trained more than 25,000 faculty members in AI/ML, data analytics, outcome-based education, etc. under the umbrella of Electronics and ICT Academy set up at NIT Warangal. Right? So but that is not sufficient. From the NEP perspective, what are the changes required for training of faculty also needs to be deliberated at length. That's one point I would like to highlight. Then another point is that traditional knowledge transfer. Earlier days, teacher used to do whatever is there in his mind by referring different books and other resources, etc., is delivering the classroom. So now the teacher role is to motivate the students to construct the knowledge, not the knowledge transfer. Teacher should help the student to construct the knowledge, right? Then earlier days, students used to follow the orders given by the teacher. Now today, as part of NEP, students have to follow their passion for learning. That's very important. Then the traditional learning in classroom is again transformed to 24/7 learning by the students. Anytime, anywhere. That's why our ODL, blended learning, all these things came into existence. Then instead of solving problems, students should be motivated and trained to design the problems. Design-based curriculum is important. So these are the four important points what I thought is relevant, because already other speakers talked about dual degree, etc. That's why I am skipping those portions. Then from these perspectives, in fact, UGC has already given directions for the students to do 2 degrees, one in one school and another in another school or department, or one in blended mode and one in traditional mode, etc. Some guidelines are already given. As my predecessor mentioned, there is a great deal of expansion is required to deliberate and then bring a common uniform standards across the universities and institutions. Then keeping that in view, in fact, we have at IIITM Kurnool, we started some activity as part of NEP also. So we introduced a minor program in data, AI and machine learning, and drones and robotics, then smart manufacturing, and any student can register and then attend these courses right from the 4th semester onwards, and they have to complete 16 credits of courses to get a minor specialization with skill. And every course is linked with practicals, and students have to complete one design project also, in particular minors also. In fact, I am also director of IIITDM Kanchipuram. So at Kanchipuram, they already started dual degree programs in two different ways. One is BTech and MTech, they can both complete in 5 years. Their admission process is through JEE mains, and 20 seats are there in each program. So all the programs are running very successfully in the last 8 years. Then also we have a BTech honors and MTech within the department, whereas dual degrees across the departments. So that's why people call this as a double major or double degree, right? So, and some students, MTech students, whoever is interested to convert into their PhD, immediately after 1 year they can register for PhD, and then project work is linked with coursework, and then they can complete coursework and project work together and then register for PhD. So these programs are already in place at Kanchipuram, and Kurnool we are planning to implement in the next year these activities. Recently we signed an MOU with IIIT Allahabad to implement an EP across 3 IIITs, Kurnool, Kanchipuram and Allahabad, under flexible academic program. Whatever the policy document says, all those documents are part of this, and we are opening the students and faculty to offer courses for initially to know the implementation challenges. We started this experiment so that we can streamline and then bring standards and standard documentation for the processes. So this is about the implementation point of view. Now, LTP, traditional LTP concept is also need to be changed as in view of NEP policy. Here, traditional way of learning is L means lecture hour. That lecture hour must be transformed to listening comprehension. Then T tutorial is transformed to transacting ability of the learner. And P practicals is participatory learning.
Professor, you have 2 minutes.
Yes, sir. So therefore, the teamwork, case studies, project-based learning, design-based courses, they're all important. So in these 3 triplets, we have design courses also as part of our curriculum. So these are some of the points I thought it is worth considering from the implementation aspects of NEP 2020. I thank the organizers for giving me an opportunity to share my experiences with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you.